Okay, what about you?
I'll say 8.
I'll say 8.5.
That makes 8.
There we go.
Yeah, 8.
So watch this.
So what do you?
I'll go.
Well, hold on. No. You can't just because everybody else is saying like it's. I mean, maybe you do. That's what you think. I mean, sure, but you prefaced 8 by everybody else is picking 8, so I'm gonna pick 8.
Let's roll.
Was that gonna be your original answer?
No.
What was your original answer?
I'm a little jet lagged. I'm a little not looking my best
So
today.
you were gonna say 10.
No.
Oh.
No.
What were you gonna say?
Like 6.
Cool.
But now you're an 8 because you're jet lagged.
No.
You're too far from. You guys scoot into.
No, I was gonna say 6, and then everyone was saying 8, so I said, okay, I'll do 6. I'll be 6 with you. I can't say 7.
Nope.
6, I can't say 7.
Okay. 4. I give myself a 5. Andrew, if you want to ask your follow-up question.
Let me ask the question again. Yes, I understand it's subjective. If you look around, you have to admit that the woman next to you looks nothing like you, right? And the woman next to her looks nothing like her. Somehow you're all in the same category, looks-wise. Does that sound rational to you?
He got him. He got him.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the prettiest girl in the room?
Uh-oh.
No. Let her answer. Who's the prettiest girl here?
To me, that I think is pretty.
Who's the prettiest girl in the room?
I love everybody, but I think she's pretty.
Okay, who's the prettiest girl in the room? Okay, she's the prettiest.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, what about you? Who's the prettiest girl in the room? Madison? Who's the prettiest girl in the room?
I don't know her name.
Gotta be Madison.
That's
Let's go.
really weird.
Gotta be Madison.
That suddenly you have standards which you apply and pick out who the most bestest looking girl is in the room. Somehow when it comes to yourself, you always land on about the same number, which is perfect. Like 8, that's like, let's say there's no 9s or 10s, right? They're real rare. Like if you see one, they block out the sun. That's how intensely gorgeous they are. Would you change your answer based on this?
I said 8, not for like face, but for body. Like I think I have a nice body, so that like raises my looks, I guess.
So, okay, give us your face rating and your body rating.
Face probably like a 6, and then body 8, or yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So still an 8.
Yeah. But like that's what I was thinking about.
Think of a famous person for me who's a 9 in her name.
Who's a 9?
No help. Don't cheat.
Now that you put me on the spot, I'm trying to like think of a person. I'm like blank now.
Can't think of one. One female who's a 9? Not one?
No, there's definitely 9s. I'm trying to think of someone that's like well known. That's a 9. Or like you're saying a 9 based off of my own standard or the society
Your
standard?
standard. That one that makes you an 8.
I can't think of a person.
Okay. Name 4 actresses.
Kristen Stewart.
Twilight. Meh.
4 pop singers.
Katy Perry, Lady Gaga.
Yuck.
Olivia Rodrigo. And
Maybe. Yeah.
who's a
4th one, just make it any singer. Who's a female.
Billie.
So you're more attractive than Katy Perry?
I don't really remember what she looks like. But yeah, sure.
So bad, Faye.
Okay. You can't think of a single actress who's a 9 though, or singer. What about singer? Can you think of a single singer who's a 9?
think Olivia Rodrigo is a 9. I think she's really pretty.
So you just want to...
Sure.
Is that what you actually think?
Well, yeah, based off the rating that we gave.
You're not based off the rating. You can revise the rating you gave.
But
You
yeah.
think she's a 9.
Yeah, I'll say an 8.
You're an 8. Okay.
Oh, like, yeah.
Okay, same to you. 3 9s. Who you can think of who are women?
Megan Fox, Julia Roberts, and
If Megan Fox is a 9, how the fuck are you an 8?
no, 10 to me. 12,000.
She's an infinity.
Even if she's a 10, how could that make you an 8?
Well, if I'm comparing myself to that scale, then if it was next to Megan Fox, I'd put myself at like a 3 or 4. Realistically.
That was the original answer then.
You gotta help me out. You 8. But if you compare yourself to Thing 10 before, how can you be an 8?
Wait, what?
She's a 10.
Yes.
You're an 8. Unless
Not next to her.
Yeah, next to her you're a 4.
Yeah.
But she's a 10.
Yeah.
You realize there's only 10 numbers on this scale.
Yes. I'm not the ugliest girl in the world, but
I'm not saying you are. Right? I'm not saying that you're the ugliest girl in the world, prettiest girl in the world. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
There's 10 numbers on the scale. How can you put yourself up next to a number which is higher? And then say, when I'm up next to the number higher than me, it lowers my number. That makes no sense.
I mean, I guess you're right. It really doesn't. But since you're asking the question, like realistically, now that I think about it, you know,
Now that I think
there
about
is,
it.
you know, Megan Fox, like, she is a standard. Like she is a beauty standard. You know, so obviously I don't fit in that beauty standard. I would not categorize myself as an 8 in that beauty standard. Like Megan Fox.
So then what would you categorize yourself as?
Like a 4 or a 5.
4 or 5. What about you, Fox?
Like a 3.
Like a 3. You realize
But that's like in the context of comparison me versus her, not just like the general question.
it's all women between 1 to 10. So if you categorize yourself as an 8, it's a comparison to all women on
But
planet Earth.
originally, the question wasn't comparing us to women, it was just initially can't pick 7.
How can you rate your looks unless you're comparing them to other women's looks?
Well, but I wasn't when I said the answer. But now
Then what were you using as your metric?
just whatever came to my mind. Like, as to how I feel today. Like, tomorrow, if you ask me, I could feel like a 3 tomorrow, you know? If I don't have makeup done or a cute outfit, maybe I'm a 3 tomorrow.
What the fuck does it have to do with how you feel?
That's how I feel today. I feel like an 8 today.
Okay. So, it clearly was miscommunicated. So I'm going to ask again. Based on physical looks only in comparison to all of the women who exist in the world, the scale is 1 to 10 for all of them. Where do you fit?
3.
3. Do you revise or no? You don't look like you're going to. You look like you're stubborn about. But you can change your answer if you want to.
I mean, maybe a 6. 4.
Now you're 4.
Yes.
So what changed when we're asking you on a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself looks-wise? What did you think that meant?
I just meant like, you know, like you're like, you know, you're cute, you're pretty.
Yeah, like, how do you feel right now? That's how I put it. Because, like, if I came on here with no makeup and, like, hair and this outfit not cute, like, I would rate myself lower. But just, like, how I feel today, I feel like an 8 today.
So,
But I wasn't thinking about other women when I was saying
but do
my
you
own
think
answer.
that your physical beauty is based around how you feel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say you feel bad about it, right? Say you dial yourself up and you look even better than you do right now, but you just don't feel good that day. Would that actually diminish your physical beauty?
In reality, no, I'd be the same person.
Then
But
why
it
would you-
would
why-
change my perspective.
Sure, but in reality it wouldn't, right? So why wouldn't you just base the answer on what in reality is true?
Because it's all about perspective.
It's all about
My
perspective.
perspective now was...
And your
you know,
perspective when it
these
was Megan
factors
Fox.
was changed.
Yeah.
Like the factors in the question changed because you didn't.
Nope, the factors never changed.
They did change because you brought in
What?
Megan Fox as like the beauty standard to what we were comparing ourselves to.
What were you
So that
comparing
changes
yourself?
our
So then, what were you comparing yourself to?
The way I feel now.
Well, then that's not comparing yourself to me. That's just you saying how I feel. What's the comparison?
No, I'm saying you made the comparison because then we started talking about Megan Fox and like how do I compare to her?
Yeah. How can you?
So like because I think she's really pretty, like if I was someone that thought Megan Fox was ugly, I'd be like I'm still an 8. But because I think she's gorgeous, of course I'm gonna be like I'm not as pretty as her, right? So it changed my answer because it's in comparison to Megan Fox, not just how I feel.
That
right?
wasn't this
So when
question.
compared to women that you consider to be really, really pretty, you don't consider yourself to be really, really pretty.
No, not as pretty as them.
Then why would you rate yourself an 8?
That
Because
is the
that
question.
wasn't factored into the question.
That
It
was-
was just how I feel
It's
like
just how you feel.
looks are about how we feel. Like I was saying.
You don't think there's any objective standard for looks?
Just like the way society views like looks or
Yeah.
yeah, of course, like there's always a standard for like who's prettier than this person, but that wasn't factored necessarily into the initial question, and then it was
What
like
other standard could you use?
my personal feeling on
How you feel? You don't think that's a little delusional?
Okay, let's say
It was
this.
not delusional. It was
Let's
just how I feel right.
Let's say you're going out, right, on a, like, just on a date, like a nice dinner. You get dressed. You when you dress nice, like, do you feel nice?
Sure.
So when you're not dressed nice, do you feel nice?
Let's say I don't.
Okay, so what would you rate yourself on a day that you're dressed super nice, you're ready to go out to dinner, ready to go take some family photos? What would you rate yourself then?
4.
And then, so you would rate yourself the same when obviously you're not looking your best.
Yes.
And who do you compare yourself
Be
to?
saying that to like not agree though.
And who do you compare
No,
yourself to?
I'm saying that because I think that there's an objective beauty standard which exists.
Exactly.
Of course.
And the reason I think there's an objective beauty standard which exists is because I have a historical standard to compare it to. So it seems like it exists for sure. That we all. So I agree that there's some subjectivity there. Some people like blue eyes. They like this. They like that. Doesn't seem like men are competing really hard for 600-pound burn victims, though, right?
No.
No.
Right.
So there's something that we're kind of leaning towards as being pretty, beautiful things like this. And I've seen you women. You're vicious when you're competing with each other. Vicious in competition. Judge each other like nobody's business. Okay, you look at me like you're skeptical. So let me ask you this question, and honestly answer. When you go into a room and you sit down with a bunch of women, you judge them in your mind. How
Yes.
pretty they? Yeah. What are you judging them against?
Not judging them against anything, but just kind of just judging them because I'm just a girl and like I'm always having an opinion about something.
I'm just a
How they
girl.
look, right?
Yeah.
Right, which is a personal
So,
opinion.
so what are you comparing it to?
I'm
though?
just a girl in the world.
Yeah,
I'm not
the
comparing
standard
it to
of beauty in their
anything.
head, which they're relaying to society, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just. the
Can we
world
pull up
we
that
live
photo of young Andrew? Look at.
Wow. That's not a 4.
in. That's not a 4, bro.
That's not a 4.
I was 19. I'm 40.
You 8, bro.
But personally, I still don't think you're a 4.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion.
See, I'm personally into white boys, but like in high school, I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So, like, that's your type?
No. See, like that he doesn't look white boy.
He doesn't look like a white boy?
I think he looks
Wait,
white
what?
boy.
No.
What does he look like?
He just looks like Latino.
What?
Yeah, Latino.
Like a blue-eyed Latino?
Bro, your eyes are not look blue in that photo.
Okay, I'll pull the photo up. They don't, huh?
They look brown in that photo. Yeah.
Andrew, did you used to...
Obviously, they're not dark, but it's the lighting.
Andrew, were you affiliated with any Mexican drug gangs?
Yeah, my last name is Wilson. That's a really Hispanic last name, as you know.
Lisa?
Oh. Alright, gonna stop this before it gets copyrighted. Alright, over like that, boys. We're halfway done. Alright, what was that map? It looks very cool. It's called Fast Warm-Up, Porty. Fast Warm-Up. What resolution do you use? I use 4x3 stretch da soldier. Da soldier. Da soldier. Four by three stretch, bro. Thanks, good luck with your grind. Thank you, Horty, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. I really do hate this gun. I'll stop using it now. Oh, baby. Remember, folks, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Ooh. Doesn't simulate real life game scenarios, or am I missing something? It does, Nasara, it does. That's why I picked this map. My aim is drastically improved. because of it. But to each his own. Like this map might not help some people, but it helps me, so that's why I use this map a lot. I'm getting tired. Arm is getting tired, boys. Remember, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Oh boy. My God, my arm is tired. We did it.